So in the last segment, we are here with Saturn and Jupiter, and how they will be performing when they are closely conjunct with Rahu and Ketu. Please, sir.
Okay. So Rahu, Jupiter, I really enjoy that. I enjoy seeing that conjunction in a person's chart if they are oriented toward religion and astrology and spiritual. These people make wonderful spiritual teachers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are able to get to the Jupiter energy very easily. They're able to talk about it very well. And the house that Rahu and Jupiter occupy, those are going to be very special. Those are going to be very powerful houses. You're talking about the planet of cravings and desires for worldly power, mm-hmm. conjunct this great benefic. If Jupiter and Rahu are in the second house and they are close, the money could be phenomenal.
Okay.
The money could be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
If it's in the 10th house, the career involving religion, philosophy, or involving banking, or involving anything, mm-hmm. if it's in the career house, that career is going to be very, very, very powerful. Whatever house it's in, it's going to be very strong. I don't see Jupiter as getting harmed very much by being near Jupiter. But, you know, like a person that has Jupiter is the guru. It's your desire for a guru. So I probably see, I'm a very Ketu-like person because my ascendant ruler is a degree away from Ketu.
Okay.
And it's 2 degrees away from the 12th ruler.
So
Taurus.
You're Taurus or Taurus?
Taurus.
Yeah.
Taurus. And so what happens is that I attract a lot of clients who have Ketu in the 9th house, or they have, you know, they're looking for a guru who is more shy and introspective,
right?
As opposed to if a person has Jupiter, Rahu, mm-hmm. they go for gurus that are powerful. They go for gurus who say, "I know everything. I know everything. I am the greatest." So they will go toward gurus that are very Rahu-like, powerful and worldly, mm-hmm. and successful. Mm-hmm. I have to be honest. I don't know much. I haven't found much terribly specific about Rahu Jupiter, except for the tendency to really be good with knowledge. They're really good with religion. They're able to access the Jupiter energy, I think, very, very well. But I can say whatever house those two are in is going to be very, very strong. The luck is going to be very strong. And the worldly benefit is going to be very strong if they've got Rahu and Jupiter in some particular house. If Rahu is with Jupiter and there's another malefic aspecting them, then there will be allergies, there will be liver sensitivities, and there probably will be troubles with gurus. If Jupiter is with Rahu and it's aspected by a malefic, I would expect them to have troubles with gurus. I would expect them to have troubles with foreign countries, with foreigners, like that. They would also have troubles if Jupiter's with Rahu and aspected by a malefic. They'll have trouble in the courtroom. They'll have trouble with judges, with lawyers and judges. So if it's just Jupiter with Rahu and it's not too close, it's okay. Mm-hmm. But if it's too close and being aspected by a malefic, they should stay out of the courtroom. They should settle out of court, because the judges will not treat them well.
Right.
The Jupiter Rahu, in general, that no matter where that is placed, what house it's placed, Rahu is becoming very strong. And Rahu is cravings and desires for worldly power. So in that chart, Rahu Jupiter, they are likely to have some power. they are likely to have some worldly benefit because that's what Rahu is, and it's with Jupiter. So it's a good, I like that aspect. I like it a lot, as
Right.
long as it's not badly aspected. And then Ketu would function well because Jupiter's aspecting Ketu. Jupiter Ketu is the most magnificent psychic, metaphysical, astrological. It's quite good.
Right.
It's quite good.
Astrologer especially, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But Jupiter may get hurt a little bit. So their luck might not be that strong.
Right.
They might have troubles with gurus and spiritual teachers. They might have troubles with bankers. They would definitely have troubles with lawyers and judges. They wouldn't do well.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But the psychic, the metaphysical, the astrological, they would do very well. And I do see people that work with film and photography having that.
Okay.
If Ketu, if Ketu is surrounded by three or four benefics, if Ketu is surrounded by 3 or 4 benefics, there's a strong chance the person will make money in oil or gas. They can do very well in that. Ketu is everything slippery and otherworldly, and that's why it's good for oil, gas, film, photography, magic. These are all weird, strange things that, they're out of the ordinary. But it doesn't help the liver, gallbladder, or spleen.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Jupiter with Ketu. It'll definitely cause problems there. Mercury conjunct Ketu is going to be bad for the lungs, intestines, nervous system. Moon conjunct Ketu, they must have breast exams their whole life. Not Rahu, unless it's with Rahu aspected by malefics. But with Ketu, if they are close, they've got to watch out for those things.
Yeah, I think skin troubles also one can have when Mercury and Rahu are together.
Absolutely, absolutely. But if it's with Ketu, it's definite. If it's with Rahu, it needs to be aspected by another malefic, or maybe if it gets in the same degree, something like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anyway, so Rahu Saturn. Now you're looking at something where Rahu gets hurt.
Okay.
Rahu gets hurt by Saturn. These are very different planets. Rahu is cravings and desires for worldly power, and Saturn is restriction, denial, holding back, grief, and suffering. The houses that Rahu and Saturn occupy are not going to flourish very well. Particularly if it's like the first house or the fifth house. Rahu and Saturn in the fifth house cause some of the most difficult mental peace of mind, very, very difficult, Rahu and Saturn. If Rahu and Saturn are in the third house or the sixth house or the 10th house, they'll be okay, except in the 11th house as well, except for the people involved. Rahu Saturn in the third house is very bad for siblings. Rahu Saturn in the 11th house, 2 malefics in the 11th house, very, very bad for eldest sibling. I haven't seen it be that bad for friends and groups, but 2 malefics in the 11th house I've seen be very bad for the eldest sibling. Rahu Saturn in the 10th house is not usually good for the father. The father, some people use, in South India, they use the 9th house and 10th house. In North India, they use the 10th house for the father.
Yeah.
And the 10th house to some extent.
Right.
But the Rahu Saturn, I don't think that Rahu is going to hurt Saturn. Saturn is strong enough to withstand the energy of Rahu. It's not a big deal, but Saturn will definitely hurt Rahu.
Okay.
If Saturn and Rahu are conjunct, and that person wants to do real estate, I didn't mention this with Mars.
Right.
Mars and Saturn are both property and real estate. Rahu Mars, I said mechanical, technical, but Rahu Mars is great for real estate. Rahu Saturn is even better.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Rahu Saturn, the person's going to have a tendency to go towards Saturn activities.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever Rahu is, if there's a planet near there, the person goes toward that planetary energy. So Rahu Jupiter, they go toward religion and philosophy. Rahu Saturn, they're going to go toward construction, real estate, coal,
Okay. Sure.
mining, and things like that. Yeah. I don't know what else Saturn. The main positive elements of Saturn to me is organization and discipline and administration and the real estate. So aside from going toward real estate and land, there might be a very strong tendency to go towards something which is organizational or administration.
Okay.
You know, I was doing a chart the other day, and the 10th house ruler was the sun. And the sun was so close to Rahu. And I said, well, this is probably science. Rahu represents science, okay? And he said, I was talking to him, and he said, well, when I was in college, I majored in science. He didn't become a scientist, but he majored in science. And this is what I said to him. I said, I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. The reason for that is because I've read 100 times Rahu represents science, but I never see it in my clients. And the reason I never see it in my clients is because the scientists don't come to the astrologers. In this case, so I wasn't going to risk my neck and say, oh, do you do science? Because he had a difficult career. His career energy was very confusing.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to mention science because I never see it work.
Yes.
But it's true. It is science, but you don't see those people because they don't come to you.
True.
But for the person with Rahu Saturn, aside from land and real estate, I would say looking to organize, to administrate, something like that. That's the only thing I can think of. Saturn Ketu is really very confusing to me in the sense that when a planet is near Ketu, it's very hard to access that planet. The planetary energy of a planet next to Ketu gets lost in a black hole. So Venus next to Ketu, the person can't get a hold of their relationships. They're elusive. Moon near there, they can't get a hold of their mother. When it comes to Saturn, half the people with Saturn Ketu close, half the people cannot get a good sense of discipline. They have no desire to be responsible. They have no desire, and they have a hard time with it. And then the other half of the people, they have no problem with it. They have no problem with it. I don't know. I still don't know why. I do not know why. And I'm talking about just Saturn Ketu, not aspected by this or aspected by that. Some people with Saturn Ketu have big problems with it, and some people don't.
Right.
The teeth and the bones and the minerals, they should take calcium and minerals throughout life. The teeth and the bones, when Saturn's with Ketu, they're definitely going to be affected.
Feet also, yes.
Feet?
Saturn.
Oh,
Saturn
yeah. I've not seen people with Saturn Ketu do film and photography. It doesn't seem to be
So I
so
have
much.
actually experienced with Saturn Ketu conjunction, the person doesn't stick to one job, or he's not
Discipline, responsibility, they don't like it.
Yes, so that is
Yeah,
something.
they have a hard time with Saturn.
Yes. because Saturn being the karma karak with Ketu, it
true.
implications. Yeah.
Now, the other thing that they're going to have problems with is real estate.
Sure.
Land, homes, real estate. They may have trouble with that.
Sure. Yes.
They may have trouble with older people,
you
know, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But the house that holds Saturn Ketu, it better be an upachaya, or there's going to be big trouble. It's not going to be good in the first. It's not going to be good in the second. The fourth will be terrible in the fourth, terrible for the mother. It's not going to be good in the 10th for the father. It might be good for career. It's going to be terrible in the second or the 8th. Family life will be ruined. In the 5th, it's horrible for the peace of mind and for the children. But might be okay in a spirit.
Wherever Saturn, Ketu is aspecting 5th and 9th houses apart from 7th. So Saturn is also aspecting 3rd and the 10th. So, it carries those significations I've seen with the aspect part of Saturn. It actually takes the energy of Ketu and I think emits it there also in the particular zone.
Well, Saturn's not going to function very well in the house it's in. Its energy is lost.
Okay.
But Saturn will throw those aspects for sure.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at Ketu aspects, the 5th house from itself, the 9th house, not the 7th. To me, it's absurd to say Rahu aspects the 7th. That makes no sense to me. Rahu aspects the 5th and 9th from itself. Ketu aspects the 5th and 9th from itself. So if Ketu aspects the sun, the moon, the ascendant ruler, that's a spiritual aspect.
Okay.
If Ketu aspects the career house, that's a consciousness raising element for career.
Okay.
If Rahu aspects, if Ketu aspects the 4th house, that's not good for the mother. It's weird and strange for the mother. If Ketu aspects the 5th house, it could be spiritual children, but it doesn't help the children except for spirituality or something like that.
Not good for romance also. Not good for romantic relationships.
No. If it aspects the 7th, you better get a spiritual partner because it's not going to help otherwise.
Right.
If Rahu aspects a house or a planet, that house or planet can gain more worldly power. If Rahu aspects the 2nd house without other aspects, without negative, it can make a lot of money. If it aspects the 10th house, it can make the career bigger. If it aspects the 1st house, the person can have a bigger personality or possibility of recognition.
Flamboyancy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when the Rahu Dasha begins, 60 or 70% of the people will have huge changes.
Right.
Just sudden changes. Divorce, a relative dies, they move to a different country, big changes. If the changes occur, they're going to occur within 2 months. If you hit the Rahu Dasha and you go for 2 months and you don't have big changes, then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
But if the changes occur, they're going to occur throughout the entire Rahu period, Rahu sub-period. They will not stop until you get to Rahu Jupiter. It'll be a full 32 months of changes. And then after Rahu, then you begin to get used to it.
Yes.
But there's no way to know who is going to have the big changes and who isn't. There's no way to know.
Yeah, sure. No, there's no set rule for that particular.
It's not because it's aspected well. It's not because it's aspected badly. It's just Rahu brings changes, but not all the time, but at least more than 50%. Most of my clients hit Rahu and it's big changes.
Big changes, yeah.
Big changes.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
So make sure not to believe all this superstitious garbage about Rahu and Ketu. Yes. If you have Venus conjunct Ketu, there could be some terrible stuff that happens because Venus gets hurt. If Mercury, is near Ketu, there can be some terrible stuff. But to just say, "Oh, Ketu Dasha is coming, the sky is falling," No, it doesn't work that way.
True.
It doesn't work that way. I look forward to Rahu Dasha. If it's well placed, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And if the person is spiritual, then I look forward to Ketu Dasha. Otherwise, I don't really look forward to Ketu Dasha unless the person's doing something with film, photography, oil, gas, or spiritual. Then I look forward to it.
True. So true. Absolutely spot on. As always.
Okay. As my first mentor, Santanam, used to say, buzz.
Buzz. So
I thought buzz was, we have the word buzz, like B-U-Z-Z, a bee buzzing. Yeah, but this is B-A-S, buzz.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for such a great information. I think everybody is full now with this. I think they can carry the bucket home. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And we'll be seeing you shortly again on some really great topics. So stay in touch, and please be connected to my audience as well.
My pleasure.
Here often. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.